You're watching Local News 8 at 6. Local people, local news.
Good evening, everyone. We want to update you on that breaking news that we told you about at 5 o'clock of a wildfire burning west of Grace. We have now confirmed that people living north of River Road and 3 miles south of Turner Road in Grace have been told to prepare to evacuate because of this fire. The Bureau of Land Management out of Idaho Falls says that the fire was 40 acres in size and is continuing to grow. They have sent 5 engines and 2 air tankers to help with this fire. They are continuing to battle this fire in Caribou County. We do know that the wildfire is burning west of town. We don't know how it was caused or what sparked the flames. Our Misty Inglet is en route to Grace right now to get us the latest information, and we will continue to update this story throughout this newscast and online on localnews8.com. We also want to continue our coverage on the Deer Park fire tonight. That fire is continuing to burn. It's burning west of Rexburg and has scorched 11,000 acres. The BLM said this morning that they lowered the number from 20,000 after they were able to do some aerial mapping of the fire. You can take a look at this map. It is burning west of the Manan Butte and north of Deer Park. It's about 12 miles west of Rexburg. We do know that it was human caused. Right now, the fire about 20% contained. Misty Inglet was there a little earlier. She is giving us some updates throughout the day on this fire. We know that the BLM says the west flank of the fire is the most active. This is some video that we shot of the fire last night. This fire is burning 3 miles from Interstate 15. The south end pretty well taken care of at this point. There was some progress made overnight. The higher humidity, the lower temperatures allowed them to get some upper hands on the fire. They worked to secure the fire perimeter through much of the night. This is one of just several fires that have burned in this area. It is human caused. We don't know exactly what caused the fire to start exactly, whether it was a firework or gunshots or something out there, but we do know that the fire was human caused. BLM says they expect to probably see some increased fire activity again later on today if the winds were to pick back up, and we're continuing to monitor this fire as well. You can get all the information online at localnews8.com as well as our social media pages. We are also continuing on the fire watch this evening. We're going to head to the Idaho and Nevada border. That is where the Bureau of Land Management trying to suppress 2 large wildfires there. The first one is the Grassy Hills fire. Started on Wednesday with a lightning strike, burned over 9,300 acres. Crews almost contained the fire Thursday, but then a thunderstorm rolled through, pushing the flames back up. BLM finally did get it contained about 8 o'clock last night. The second fire is the Diamond Fire west of Murphy Hot Springs. That fire burned more than 6,600 acres. Crews were able to contain that fire Thursday night. They're mopping up what is left. Now, neither of these fires have forced any road closures. We want to head north now to Missoula County, Montana, where the sheriff's office downgraded an evacuation order to a warning last night for some people living near the Lolo Peak fire. The evacuation change affects residents in the Elk Meadows and the Mill Creek areas. Residents there can return to their homes, but officials say they should be prepared for short notice evacuations if the fire conditions were to change.
We've had some fire activity up on the mountain. So while we're concerned about that, we want to drop some retardant lines with the planes, our aircraft, our helicopters, try and cut the fire off so it doesn't go down.
The fire's grown to just under 35,000 acres. It was caused by lightning on July 15th. We want to talk to First Alert's Aaron O'Shaughnessy now, who's been monitoring our weather conditions. Dry, hot, not good for fire, no rain in the forecast. We can only expect things to possibly get worse, Aaron.
Chris, that is the major concern because we are seeing a ridge of high pressure building up across our region this weekend. And so that, like you mentioned, is going to contribute to very dry, very warm weather conditions. And we're not going to see any rain this weekend. Now, going into the middle of the next work week, things could be a little bit different. But before this immediate future, not a whole lot of active weather. However, it could get a little bit breezy today. Pinedale is seeing winds around 18 miles per hour, Mackay 11, Pocatello 15, and Idaho Falls 10. Another concern is all of the haze from nearby wildfires. So tonight we're going to see a low in those upper 40s and mid 50s. Without that haze, it's going to be a mostly clear night, but I don't know how clear it's going to be across the region as we see these wildfires make their way and that smoke moving across the region. I'll send it back to you, Chris.
Aaron, before we let you go, we do just want to update you and our viewers on the Deer Park fire that is burning just west of Rexburg. We told you about, we're just getting an update From the Bureau of Land Management, it's now grown to 14,000 acres, and there are now structures that are threatened near the Hamer area. I'm literally just reading a press release that came in at 6:03 from the Bureau of Land Management. 30% contained. As you mentioned, Aaron, these fire conditions are only going to get worse. They are talking about the wind that picked up after this afternoon. You were just talking about that.
Right. Yes, exactly. So it could get breezy today and it could get breezy tomorrow as well. So you definitely want to use extreme caution when dealing with fire because we are seeing such high fire danger with these dry weather conditions. And
Aaron, you're going to obviously keep us updated throughout this newscast and the night on those wind conditions. Aaron, we appreciate it. Thank you. But again, homes and structures near Hamer are threatened by this fire. All right. Thanks, Aaron, so much. And Idaho State Police investigated a crash that happened a little after 6 p.m. last night on US 26 at North 45th East in Bonneville County. Again, around 6 o'clock last night. A juvenile was driving southbound on North 45th East in a 2001 Toyota Camry. Lewis Nelson Jr. of Idaho Falls was driving east in a 2012 Ford F-350 pulling a camp trailer. And then 72-year-old Carl Tracy of Idaho Falls was driving west in a 2009 BMW. The juvenile failed to yield at a stop sign at North 45th East and US 26. The Camry then spun around, striking the BMW. The juvenile driver and a juvenile passenger, along with the occupants of that Ford 350, were taken to Ermac. The BMW driver and his passenger were wearing seatbelts. The juvenile and the other F-350 occupants were not. The lanes were blocked for about 2.5 hours. Authorities say a climber from North Carolina is dead in Grand Teton National Park after falling. Park officials say that they found the body of 24-year-old Alexander Kenyon. He was found by a commercial climbing guide and his client as they descended from a mountain called Peak 11840 on Friday. Rangers don't know how he died, but believe it was within the past week. Authorities don't know if there were witnesses, but are asking anyone who has climbed there recently to give them a call. Around the region tonight, law enforcement officials say an Idaho couple has been arrested in connection to a suspicious death in northwest Montana. A Lincoln County Sheriff's Office announced Friday that 28-year-old Ezra Skinner and 27-year-old Sarah Carpenter Skinner, they're both being held without bail and are facing homicide charges. Authorities say a 31-year-old man was shot and killed in mid-January and was reported missing after leaving Sandpoint in northern Idaho with another person in a pickup truck. They were going to make a delivery in the Yak Valley. The person who had reported him missing said the man said he would be back soon, but he never returned. Well, Idaho officials tonight are declining to move forward for now, allowing the use of bait by hunters, specifically target wolves. Idaho Fish and Game Commission voted 7-0 to direct the Department of Fish and Game to suspend an administrative process called negotiated rulemaking. One commissioner would like to see more information about wolf baiting before moving ahead with a plan. Idaho hunters are already allowed to kill wolves attracted to bait put out for bears. The change considered by the commission could allow hunters to target wolves with bait outside of bear season. A Wyoming outfitter and hunting guide is cited for alleged cruelty to animals after a witness said he tied down a horse for at least 3 hours before the horse died. The Jackson Hole News and Guide is reporting the Teton County Sheriff's Department issued the citation to Forrest Stearns of Wilson. And Sheriff Jim Whalen says Stearns told deputies the horse was tied down for 60 to 90 minutes because Stearns was going to shoe it. The horse died on August 8th. Animal cruelty is a misdemeanor with penalties of up to $750 and 6 months in jail. Around the region tonight, a Utah polygamous sect leader accused of food stamp fraud scored a victory this week when a judge ruled he will not allow prosecutors to tell a jury donating food after the purchase is prohibited. U.S. District Judge Ted Stewart sided against Lyle Jeffs in his split Wednesday ruling by allowing prosecutors to tell the jury that food stamps can only be used to buy food at an upcoming trial. Prosecutors accuse Jeffs of orchestrating a scheme where products bought with food stamps were donated to a communal storehouse and used to divert funds to front companies to pay for a tractor, a truck, and some other items. Visitors at a southwest Idaho lake should not enter the water due to toxic algae. That's according to the Idaho Press Tribune. The Southwest District Health says high concentration of blue-green algae at Lake Lowell led to the health advisory. Officials say coming in contact with the algae can cause nausea, vomiting, liver damage, and even other problems. Law enforcement agencies are increasing patrols looking for drunk drivers across the Twin Valley area. Jeffrey Dada spoke with one agency on how a national grant is helping them do that and why they're doing that now.
Please drive sober. The Rupert Police Department is halfway through a 4-week National Highway Safety Administration program to crack down on drunk and high drivers.
And we participate every year because we think it's a very valuable service to keep the DUIs off the road.
The administration provides grant money to pay officers overtime to look for impaired drivers. It equates to 1 or 2 extra officers a night enforcing DUIs specifically.
It benefits not only us, but our community.
Every year they'll find 2 or 3 during the grant's timeline. And it's not just Rupert roads that are getting the extra patrols. Law enforcement agencies around the state and around the Magic Valley can participate in the grant to make sure that people have a safe ride to wherever they're going. All they need to do is apply for it.
Sheriff's office does. I know the state police does. Twin Falls is doing it. So
the timing of these patrols are important.
During the summer months, you know, it's warmer. People are out having picnics. They have parties, a lot more parties during the summertime. And then with Labor Day coming on, it's a 3-day weekend.
The patrol funding runs through Labor Day.
It's the largest Greek festival in the state of Idaho, one of the largest ethnic festivals in the state of Idaho, and we have all homemade food. Beautiful lamb on the spit, stuffed dolmades, grape leaves, pasticcio, anything you like to drink.
He's talking about the annual Greek festival in Pocatello. Here you can see some of that homemade food that he mentioned. That looks really good. You've got the lamb, the beef, rice, Greek gyros, a table full of homemade Greek pastries to buy as well. There was Greek music and Greek dancers performing throughout the day. Father Constantine says they have thousands upon thousands of people come out for it. It's free admission to the festival. Then you can buy whatever food and drinks you want. The goal is just have fun and enjoy the Greek lifestyle.
It's just a good time to be with family and friends, enjoy the Greek spirit and be Greek for the day.
Be Greek for the day. All of the money made goes into restoring the 102-year-old Greek Orthodox Church. They have already been able to build a new courtyard and improved fencing. Father Constantine says the next phase is to restore the church's social hall. That Greek festival goes until 8 o'clock tonight, so you still got some time to go check it out. All right, here's a live look over Pocatello tonight. We are monitoring 2 active wildfires. One just west of Grace, where people living in parts of the town have been told to prepare for evacuations as that wildfire grows. We know it's 40 acres, don't know a cause. The other wildfire, the Deer Park fire up west of Rexburg, about 12 miles. We are told by the Bureau of Land Management tonight that there are structures that are now threatened near the Hamer area. This fire, grown to 14,000 acres, was human caused. Crews continue to monitor all these fires. You see it right there, the Rexburg sky cam, hazy conditions out there in that area because of this fire. We are monitoring it all. Aaron O'Shaughnessy has a look at just how dangerous it is out there for the wildfires when we come back.
Have a news story or a tip? Call us today.
Winger's Sticky Finger Family Value Pack to go. Fingers, fries, and salad for the whole family. It's freaking amazing.
Mondays.
Hey girl, do you smell that?
They're back with new guests and new episodes.
Worst things to say.
Wow, you can eat.
Whose line is it anyway? Mondays at 9/8 Central on the CW.
Digital 8.3, Channel 19 on Cable 1, Channel 16 in Jackson, Wyoming, and Channel 9 on DirecTV.
I used to think news is news. It's all the same. But it's not. There's a big difference between local broadcast news and cable news. See, local stations are part of my community, connecting me to local news, weather, and sports on every device. It makes sense. Get the news from the people I trust who actually live here. No agenda, no bias like on cable shout shows or social media, just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local stations. Text TV to 52886 today.
Get a great everyday low price on Cable One high-speed internet. 100 megs, $55 a month, plus free installation. Save $90. You'll get it all with just one call. 855-Cable One. Better internet means better Wi-Fi. It's the best streaming for your TV, tablet, and smartphones. 100 megs, $55 a month, plus free installation. It's the high speed you need at the everyday low price you want. Call 855-Cable One now.
Now, your first alert weather.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at our Rexburg sky cam. You can see just how hazy it is from the nearby wildfires that we've been seeing. Now, we are seeing a ridge of high pressure moving into our area, and what that means is we're going to see very dry, warm weather conditions for the rest of this weekend. So we're not going to see a good chance of any type of rain or precipitation. Current temperature of 85 degrees. Now, winds have calmed down for Rexburg. Only we're seeing winds about 3 miles per hour, but there's potential that those winds could pick back up. Turning to our first alert Vipercast around 11 p.m. tonight. We're not seeing a whole lot of activity. Things are going to stay nice and clear besides the haze that we're seeing from nearby wildfires going into Sunday. It's going to be a warm day. We're going to see temperatures in those upper 80s. It also could be a breezy day. Now, going into Monday, there's potential for some dry thunderstorm activity. That means that we're going to see that thunderstorm activity, but we're not really going to see a whole lot of rain activity with it. Going into Tuesday, however, things are going to change a little bit. There's potential for thunderstorm activity with rain and some pretty big wind gusts as well. Turning to some of our lows tonight and highs for tomorrow, Pinedale is going to see a low around 40 tonight, Afton 45, Preston 54. Highs tomorrow are going to range anywhere from those lower to upper 80s and get into the 90s. Preston and Malad City are two of those areas that are going to see temps get up into the 90s. Jackson's going to see a high of 85 tomorrow. West Yellowstone 80, St. Anthony 88. Lows for tonight are going to stay in those lower to upper 40s and get into those lower 50s. Arco's going to see a high of 84 tomorrow. Salmon 88, Chalice 91. Lows for tonight range anywhere from those lower to upper 40s and into the lower 50s. Blackfoot, Idaho Falls, Rigby, Pocatello are also going to see those temperatures creep up close to or at 90 degrees for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at those 8-day forecasts for the rest of the week. Starting in Jackson, we're going to see a high of 85 tomorrow. Lows for this week in Jackson are going to stay in those mid-40s. Lots of sunshine for the work week. Next Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see temperatures around 83 degrees and just a little bit of cloud cover for the midday or mid-work week forecast. Idaho Falls, a high of 85 tomorrow, a little bit of broken cloud cover. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunshine's going to be out, but then in the afternoon, potential for some isolated thunderstorm activity and rain. Friday through next Sunday, we're going to see those temperatures get into those upper 80s and close to 90 degrees by the time that we hit next Sunday. Salmon is going to be hazy tomorrow from the wildfire smoke. Monday night, potential for stormy thunderstorm activity. Friday through next Sunday, nice clear skies. Temperatures again creeping back up to 90 degrees. So for at least the next 7 to 8 days, we're going to see those temperatures in those upper 80s and 90s for many places across the region. Rexburg is also another area that is going to be hazy tomorrow. Monday, clear skies, and then that potential for thunderstorm activity on Tuesday and Wednesday. By the time we hit next Saturday and Sunday, temperatures are going to get close to 88 degrees. Lows for this week are going to stay in those upper 40s and low 50s. Pocatello, high of 92 tomorrow, high of 88 on Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see those temperatures back into the 90s again. We'll finish things up here in Blackfoot with a high of 90 degrees tomorrow. Monday, clear skies, and then Friday through Sunday, again, more clear skies with temperatures getting back up into the 90s, so very warm, dry week.
Definitely not good conditions for our wildfires that are burning out there. And we did just get a phone call from Kelsey Griffey, who is the Bureau of Land Management's Public Information Officer, about that fire that is burning west of Rexburg, about 12 miles. It's called the Deer Park Fire. We did tell you that there are structures that are threatened near Hamer, but Kelsey says not to panic. Okay. There's no reason to panic at all. These structures, while they're threatened, they are doing precautionary measures to make sure that there's fire protection in place. So again, there's no reason to panic. Just be aware, keep an eye out, listen to the warnings as they come out. But again, this fire did grow in the last few hours as they continue to work on that. We know that there's 107 firefighters now battling it, including some of the hot shot firefighters. So you're going to keep monitoring the weather conditions. We're going to keep monitoring the very latest on those fires. But right now, we're going to take a break and we'll be back with more news.
Skycam Network is sponsored by Jiffy Lube. Quick, convenient, and no appointment necessary. Keller Williams Realty East Idaho can help you make an informed decision. Contact Jim at jimwindmiller.com.
Putting off vehicle maintenance? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube do more than just oil changes. We also exchange transmission fluid, rotate tires, and more, all in a jiffy.
Now at the Honda Summerbration sales event, you can get a great deal on a Honda Accord and make every summer moment that much brighter. Summer fun starts here at the Honda Summerbration sales event. The sun is setting on these amazing deals. Get a Honda Accord today from KBB.com's Best Value brand. Ends September 5th.
Are you going to leave? No, I promise.
I need your script by 4
a.m.
What happens when fiction becomes all too real? We're gonna find your daughter. Whoever took her must have had a key.
Everyone has key to this house. My nanny, my assistant, my sister.
You have no idea who you can trust.
Hi, Mama.
10 Days in the Valley. Premieres Sunday, October 1st on ABC.
Hey, are you looking for a place to retire? Well, look no further. You're already there. Kelsey Soto explains why Idaho is the place to live out your older years.
According to Care.com, the Gem State is the 8th best place in the nation to grow old.
The number one thing they say to us is they had to get out of the rat race, that there was so much traffic and their little towns just exploded.
With 13 categories like quality, cost, and availability of health care, Idaho remains a top contender among older adults.
You know, you can turn to someone in this town and you can say, what doctor do you go to? And that's kind of more comfortable also.
Shauna Wasco works with seniors at the CSI Office on Aging and says many of them can't believe all the bang they can get for their buck right here in the Magic Valley compared to, say, California.
And the cost of living and the houses, they cost so much money. And if you can sell that for, say, $1 million, you can come here and buy a house for $200,000 that is better than that one.
Other factors like our dry, sunny climate and low crime rate are also another major selling point.
For some people, they kind of like having the fall, the winter, the spring, and the summer. And we do have a great fall here.
But Shauna says there are some things you should consider before choosing a final destination.
Especially as we get older, I think some of our seniors that have the worst time is those that have absolutely no family.
If you can find a safe, comfortable, and affordable area near loved ones, it might make the transition through the golden years a little easier.
Planning a trip to a Boise State football game? You're in for a treat. We'll tell you what new experiences are in store for the Bronco fans right after the break.
Help Local News 8 feed those in need by bringing a can of food to the Eastern Idaho State Fair. Every donation will get you a discount on an entry fee. Wednesday is Local News 8's Day at the Fair. Meet Jay Hildebrandt and Carol Honus at the main entrance. They'll be taking donations for the Idaho Food Bank. Bring a can of food with you, and for every donation, you'll get into the fair for only $3. Until 1 p.m. Save money, help those in need, and spend the day at the fair. You couldn't have planned a better way to spend your Wednesday.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Local News 8 Sportsline is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
Ah, another truckload of Toyotas. What a sight.
Yeah, during Toyota's national clearance event, we've got the last of the 2017s. And super low APR financing.
Maybe that's why they go so fast.
Okay, that's got to be a record.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months or $2,000 customer cash on select Prius family models during Toyota's national clearance event.
Save on the last of the 2017s. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Bronco football fans are in for a treat. This season will be in for a treat that's a whole bunch of new features just for the fans. Abigail Taylor tells us the people behind the project are trying to bring the best fan experience to Albertson Stadium.
An in-stadium DJ, fireworks after every single touchdown, new food vendors, a t-shirt cannon, and more instant replays. It's a great year to be a BSU football fan.
It kind of engages the fan a little more into the game.
From the moment they arrive to a game and long after they've taken their seats, Bronco fans will be immersed in a college football experience like never before.
It kind of gives you that feel of like a professional game.
There's a lot to be excited about.
What I'm the most hyped up about is the DJ experience, because I kind of feel like, you know, music and sports, it just makes it that much more fun, that much more exciting.
Before the game, I'm definitely looking for a good source of food. So vendors is huge for me.
Definitely the t-shirt cannons.
Others are excited to celebrate the Broncos, adding more points to the scoreboard with not only that traditional cannon blast, but also with fireworks after every touchdown.
I think to kind of spice up the already exciting touchdowns that Broncos score.
Some are just excited to see more game.
Whenever you're a fan, you see the play, and then they might show it one more time on the big screen, but then you're like, oh my God, did he catch it? Did he not? Did he fumble it? Did he not? So it'll be great to have that opportunity to see it a couple more times.
But ask any true Bronco fan, and they'll say the real excitement comes from what happens on the blue.
I probably would have gone to most of them anyway, but I think it's just an added bonus.
A live look over a hazy Idaho Falls tonight. Aaron O'Shaughnessy back with another look at your forecast when we return.
Watch Plays of the Week with Sportsline, Fridays at 10:35 on Local News 8. Your favorite high school sports across the region. Plays of the Week, Fridays at 10:35 on Sportsline. Sponsored by Westmark Credit Union.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
In just 15 years, over 60% of the giraffe in the world have disappeared. But together, we can turn things around. Your support to the San Diego Zoo Global Wildlife Conservancy helps support efforts so we can keep our long-necked friends around a lot longer.
Well, look at this. This is Socks. This is our executive producer, Mike Holet's dog. It's National Dog Day, in case you were wondering. So we decided to bring Socks on and give him a close-up. He's not too fond of me very much. He wouldn't come hang out with me, though.
He's so cute.
So he's just kind of hanging out, giving him a profile, hanging out in Mike's arms. But perfect day to get outside and walk, Socks.
It is. Lots of sunshine this weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at winds right now, though, because we want to take a look to see how gusty it is going to get as firefighters battle those nearby wildfires. Jackson is seeing wind gusts around 14 miles per hour, Pinedale 17, Blackfoot 7, Rexburg 3, Mackay 10. Now, we're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine this weekend, and then going into the start of the next work week, the sunshine will also be sticking around. Places like the Snake River Plain are going to see temperatures creep back up to the 90s by the time that we hit Monday.
Socks likes your forecast, but I think he's nervous to be on TV. He's over here shaking.
So look at his little paw.
He's like,
oh no.
He reminds me of me on my first day on TV, just to trim away.
Stage fright.
All right, the latest on all those fires burning tonight at 10, and then more news on localnews8.com. Have a good night, everybody.